Well, hello. So, by now, everybody's heard what happened in Orlando. And I'm not going to use this video to talk about how evil that was, how tragic that was, how sad that was, because that goes without saying at this point. And, everything that could be said about that aspect of this incident has already been said. But I will use this video to talk about some issues in life that are related to that incident. So, let's talk about hate. And I'm not talking about the everyday haters that we all have in life. I'm not talking about that girl who CCs your boss on every email she sends to you. Fuck her. Fuck Joanna. I ain't talking about her. I'm talking about the type of hate that makes no sense whatsoever. And before you say, well, Joanna's hate don't make no sense either. She's trying to destroy me. First of all, she's 9 times out of 10, she ain't hating on you. Okay? She's stating facts. You were late on the report, and she called you out in front of your boss. So stop hating, and you just owed up to what you did. Because that's not hatred, okay? And I'm hating on you because you're making me defend Joanna. Because that bitch ate the yogurt out of the fridge that had my name on it. That's hate, okay? That's hate. But regardless of the fact, I'm not talking about that kind of hate, I ain't talking about those kind of haters, Twirl on them like Beyonce told you to. I'm talking about the type of hate you have for someone who affects your life in no way. For you to hate on somebody based off of who they're fucking, the only reason you should hate someone for who they're fucking, it shouldn't be a reason. The reason why sometimes people do that is because they want to be fucking one of those two people. That's the only reason it makes sense. Because if you don't want to fuck either one of those two people, why should it matter to you? And for all of the people who use religion to justify their hate, let me say this. Well, I was raised Christian. I'll start by saying that. And I'm not some Christian scholar. I'm not some theologist or whatever. But, I saw Sister Act 1 and 2, and I saw the Da Vinci Code once, and that's good enough for me. And what I've learned is that all sin is sin, but what people like to do is rank them, Yeah, there's some sins, but there's some sins that are way worse than the other ones, and I find what some people like to do, who like to pick a particular sin and make that their mission to battle, is they do it. Usually, those people do it because the sins that they're choosing to harp on or focus or emphasize are the type of sins that they will never be in a position to commit. So it's easy for them to go after other people doing it because there's no way they'll ever do it. There are some men and there's some politicians, there's some people out there who will, harp on women who choose to have abortions because there's no way they would ever do it. There's some people who are happily married, would never cheat on their spouse and so in love with their mate, and that's why it's easy for them to judge people who commit adultery. And then there are some people who will never, ever be attracted to the same sex. And that is why they choose to say that homosexuality is the worst sin in the world because they don't understand it and it would never be them. But all sin is sin as far as God is concerned. And what's a real good sin that no one seems to talk about? Judging other people. I'm just saying. Well, not just Judy, that's her job. Up, I'm speaking, not her. That's her job. But, everybody else, the other type of judgment that they do. And, as far as, trying to force religion on people, you can't force your beliefs on someone else. Okay? It doesn't work that way. You know how you should introduce religion to somebody? You should say something like this. Hey, this is my homeboy Jesus. Like, he's really funny. Like, you should follow his page. Like, he's hilarious. Like, follow him, like him, DM. He replies back to all his comments. Like, you should really get into him. That's how you should do it. You should show someone a way and let them decide if they want to go down your religious path. That's how you should do it. But what you shouldn't be doing is trying to force it down their throat because it never works that way. It never works that way. And if you're going to do it, at least get a new message. Try to put the message in a way that the person's going to get it. Just telling somebody that something is a sin is not going to work. And if you don't believe me, go on YouTube, look on the internet at some of the past people protesting all these different sins of the world. It's never worked. No one has ever, and people always say it as if, the people who are committing the sins aren't aware it's a sin. So it's like people who are, saying, drinking is a sin. Is it? Smoking is a sin. I agree. No one ever does it. Fucking is a sin. Depends on who you're fucking. No one ever does that. So if you're really concerned about winning souls for the Lord, as if it's some kind of contest, do it the way the Bible says. You say, this is the way, come if you want to. That is why free will exists. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Oh, finally, I want to say one thing. The guy that shot up that club was not a Muslim. He was a violent sociopath. Recognize the difference. And that's all I'm going to say. Take care. Hey, I just want to say what's up and thank you for taking time to watch my video. Be sure to follow me on social media and also subscribe to this channel. Like, comment, check out all the other videos I have because I look at everything. Oh, and to everybody who's watching this at school, I like to quote a famous person. School ain't gonna help none. Take your ass down to the welfare. Later.